Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial. So we modeled this katana in the previous chapters. Today we will add textures to our katana. So let's get started. First go the shading tab and add a new texture to the handle and then name the texture as the handle. We will leave the texture for the outer cover of the handle as it is and then press tab to go to edit mode. Here in the edit mode select the inner region of the handle and assign them TI the slot 2. Now name them as handle 0.2. Here we will give a gold texture to it. You must be wondering that making a gold texture sounds tough, but don't worry, it is pretty easy. So for making a gold texture, first add a color ramp node by pressing Shift A and selecting it. Then join the color of the principled BSDF to the color slot of the color ramp node. Here in the color ramp node change the black color to the orange color and the white color to the yellow color. So these two color will be the main textures for our gold textures. The orange color will control the dark region of the mesh and the yellow color will control the brighter region of the mesh. Now to add these textures randomly to the mesh we will add a group of other nodes. For that, first add a Voronoi node and connect the FAC slot of the color ramp node to the color slot of the Voronoi node.
So this didn't add that randomness at all. For that we will add a noise texture. Here put 15 as the scale value, 13 as the details, 0.9 as the roughness and 0.2 as the distortion. You can control the randomness by these values, so try different value until you get a satisfying results.
Now click on the noise texture and press Ctrl T to add mapping and texture coordinate node to control the strength of the randomness. In the texture coordinate node change the generated slot to the object slot, and now we will add values to the noise texture to add smooth and clean randomness. Now select these group of nodes and move them slightly upward by pressing G so that we have space for the other nodes that we are going to add. Now duplicate the color ramp node by pressing Shift D and drag it down a little. Reset the colors of the color ramp node. Now connect the color slot of the color ramp to the roughness slot of the principal BSDF node. This will add shiny look to our gold texture. Now add a noise texture and play with the values. You can also add the same ones as the above. This will gives us a quite nice, cool and shiny looking gold texture. But something missing, don't you think? So we are not done yet. We will now add that something to our texture. For that, first add a bump node and then connect it to the normal slot of the principal BSDF node. After adding the bump node, now duplicate the Voronoi texture, noise texture, mapping node and texture coordinate node from above and connect them to the bump node. This will add bump to our gold. Again, you can play with values. Now select the color ramp node and reset the colors to black and white colors. So basically the gold texture is now complete, but you can play with these values in the noise texture to have a more nice and realistic gold texture. Now we will add this texture to different part of our katana. So now select the blade holder and then press tab to enter edit mode. Here select the region connected to the holder and the blade and assign them to the slot 2. Now copy the gold textures to them. We have successfully added the gold texture to our katana. Now we will do the same for the scabbard. First select the scabbard. Add a new texture to it. Name it scabbard. Now select the rings of the scabbard and assign them to slot 2 by selecting them one by one in edit mode by pressing tab. Now copy the gold textures for these rings too. Now aside from the blade, the katana is complete. Now we will add texture to the blade. For that, select the blade. Add a new texture to it. Name it blade. Select the sharp faces of the blade. Assign them to the slot 2. Now copy the gold texture for it too. After copying the texture, separate it by pressing on the numbers besides the naming region. Here change the orange color to black and yellow color to gray in the color ramp node. And also you can either copy my values or play with them to get a nice satisfying look. Name this texture as blade. Also hit the subscribe button to stay connected for more tutorials, tips and tricks. Also hit the like and share button. After doing the textures for the sharp area, duplicate this texture to the slot 1 of the blade and copy it. Now change all the color to the black color in the color ramp node. With this, our series is now fully complete. I hope you have learned something new and enjoyed this series. This is it for today. We will meet in another great tutorial. So take care and bye, and thank you for your support.